Hey, well, good evening. I'm Keith Garvin. We're going to hear from my co-anchor Daniela Guzman in just a moment with today's news. But first, we are live in the Gulfton neighborhood right now. This is one of Houston's hottest neighborhoods on one of the hottest days we've had in quite a while. In case you didn't know, there are some Houston area neighborhoods that actually are hotter than other neighborhoods, even under the same weather conditions. Let's explain. They're called urban heat islands. And what makes the difference? Well, we've looked into this before here at KPRC2. And one of the things we want to do, we want to bring in an expert who really knows what he's talking about in this area. That would be our Chief Meteorologist Anthony Yanez. Anthony, what in the world is an urban heat island, and why are some spots hotter than others?
Well, as I was driving around, there is a lot of concrete around here, a lot of asphalt, and what that does is that retains heat, so it makes it hotter than other areas. So what I want to do is show a graphic of what exactly is the urban heat island effect. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take the graphics full, and we'll show you what's happening. So when you look at the city of Houston, that city of Houston is 4 to 8 degrees warmer than urban residential areas, rural areas, or suburban areas, on average by about 4 to 8 degrees. So why is this? Well, let's start with at night. At night, what happens is that pavement releases less heat. So basically the pavement's holding on to the heat, and we're standing on grass. They're doing a beautiful job out here of making this new park, and so that grass is able to let go of that heat, so it's cooler. Now here's the issue. In the afternoon, as the sun is shining down, as we're starting to heat up, the pavement heats up faster than the grass. Okay. So let's give an example here, an example of this morning. When you look at a non-paved temperature like what you're seeing on grass compared to pavement, first of all, there's a subtle difference of what we had this morning, but that dark pavement, it holds more heat. Here's where you feel it though. In the afternoon, that pavement temperature can get all the way to 120 degrees. Now that's not the air temperature, that's the pavement temperature, but it makes the air temperature warmer. Now where we are in a park, it could be 92 degrees, it's hot, but it's not dangerous. It is dangerous for pets, and also if you have bare feet when you're walking around that kind of cement. And so that's why cities get hotter. And when you compare the grass surface to like a concrete surface on a regular summer day, and I would call this a summer day, it can be 9 degrees hotter. It can get a lot warmer when you look at the AstroTurf. When I played football in high school, remember that? Those days were awful because it can 35 degrees warmer. They've done a good job getting rid of that. But even asphalt, 28 degrees warmer. So that's what we're talking about, and what's great about this Gulfton area is they're building a park right in front of us.
Yes, yeah, we see the construction.
Yes, they're putting in more grass, and it is going to cool down the surrounding area. If you have a lot of concrete around you, unfortunately, you know what that's like on a day like today.
Well, and a lot of people deal with that in Houston because there's so much construction, because we have so many people moving, you know, and that happens when, you know, economic reasons, but it makes it that much hotter when you have all that construction, all the asphalt.
It is so important to maintain that green space, even with the construction.
Yeah, okay, all right. Great explanation. Yeah, we said he was an expert, right? Yeah. All right.